Welcome, everyone, to Chess Tonight, the YouTube channel that teaches you chess secrets and skill sets for the fastest chess improvement. This is National Master Mike Pastore, founder of the Ithaca Chess Club in Ithaca, New York, USA. The club is free and open to everyone, all ages and all skill levels. Chess is a gymnasium for the mind. Join me here for videos about chess tactics and combinations, chess books, openings, endgames, middle game strategy, chess psychology, calculation, and how to play winning chess with the deepest concentration, calm, and courage. Keep on watching to the end of the video for bonus content, our takeaways section with chess secrets, and a mind-bending puzzle to sharpen your chess tactics. We've been looking at a chess puzzle that comes from today's featured game, and we will come back to that position later in this video. Let's dive right into our game of the day titled Video 001, Crush the Catalan with a Dogalan Defense. What is the Catalan? The Catalan is an opening system for white that begins 1 d4, 2 d5, 2 c4, 2 e6, knight to f3, knight to f6, and g3. And here we have the basic position of the Catalan. Now, of course, the Catalan can arise from other move orders. Let's go back and take a common move order that will come up. We start with d4, and black may play knight to f6. White will play c4. Black can play e6, and white can now play g3. Black plays d5, and now either knight to f3 or bishop to g2 will bring us, by transposition, into the main line of the Catalan. Okay, so the Catalan, which has been played by many grandmasters and world champions, is feared because that g2 bishop exerts continuous pressure on the long diagonal, squeezing black slowly and inexorably like a python snake, or else winning the game quickly with a stunning fireworks of tactical combinations. Now, before we get to our main game, let's look at a game showing what happens to black when he is not prepared against the Catalan. Okay, so let's start out with c4. Black plays nf6. White plays nf3, e6, g3, d5, bishop to g2, d takes c4, queen to a4 check, recovering the pawn, knight at b to d7, queen takes c4, a6, queen to c2, c5, d4. And black now makes an inaccuracy here, not a fatal one, but one that gives white a much better game. Black should play either b5 or b6, but black made a simple move, and this is why the Catalan is so strong, because simple developing moves by black often get black into big trouble quickly. Bishop to e7. White castles, black castles, rook to d1, queen to b6. I think that's an inaccuracy because you're blocking your b pawn. Knight to c3, C takes d4, rook takes d4, queen to c7, bishop to e3, knight to d5, knight to g5 with a threat of checkmate, and here is the fatal blunder by black, knight at 7 to f6. Now this looks like a perfectly reasonable move because you've prevented mate, but there's one thing that black has overlooked, and its move. We've finished 14 moves, and black is completely lost if white can find the move. So pause the video and pretend this is a chess puzzle, because it is white to play and win. Can you find the winning move for white? Pause the video. Okay, we're back. White to play and win. Did you find it? Here we go. The winning move is knight takes d5. Oh boy, is that the winning move or a blunder? Because there's a queen hanging on c2, which black has to take, or else black is going to be down a piece. Queen takes, queen on c2, and now you have to find, having sacrificed your queen, pause the video again and find the forced win for white. Hint, it's a checkmate. Pause the video. Okay, we're back with white to play and mate. I think you found it. Knight takes e7 check, forcing one move. King to h8. White to play. Knight takes f7 check. Wow. One move is forced. Rook to f7. And now the old back rank is weak. Rook to d8 check. And black can stave off mate for just a couple moves. Rook to f8. Rook takes. Knight to g8. Rook takes knight is mate. And that's 20 moves. And white has crushed black with the Catalan. So, my friends, how should black defend against the powerful Catalan, which can crush you either slowly and positionally or with a fast combinatory flourish? The answer is play the Dogalan defense. The Dogalan defense was created in the year 2024 at the Ithaca Chess Club. And the Dogalan is a simple nexus of defensive setups based on what you like to play for black against 1d4, and starting as a foundation with what is called the closed Catalan. Okay, here we go with our featured game of the day with a Dogalan defense. Okay, let's watch our featured game with a Dogalan defense against the Catalan. White plays d4. Black starts with knight to f6, c4, and e6, and knight to f3. Now with knight to f3, white avoids the sharpest lines of the Nimzo-Indian defense, which would rise after knight to c3 and bishop to b4. So here we go with d5, and now black saying, let's play a Queen's Gambit declined, or a Slav triangle, or maybe even a Queen's Gambit accepted. But white says, nah, we are playing the Catalan. Okay? And here we go. Black plays bishop to e7. That's the right move now. Now, it should be noted that it's possible to play bishop to b4 check. And after white gets out of check, then you pull your bishop back to e7. And many opening books will tell you the right and the best move is bishop to b4 check, and maybe it is. But another opening book, I think it was Fundamental Chess Openings, made a really good point, is that you can play bishop to b4 check now, but if white delays the c4 pawn advance, then you're not going to be able to play bishop b4 check. You're going to have to get to know the position that's on the board now. So why not just play it now? Just play bishop to e7 now, because it's the basic position, and you want to have a lot of experience in the variation you're playing. So that's why bishop to e7 is played now instead of bishop to b4 check. Okay. White continues, of course, with bishop to g2. And let's see where I am. Yep. Okay, great. Now we're going to castle for black, castle for white, and c6 is the right move. And after c6, it's important to play c6 before b6. If b6, white can get a bind in the position, a super powerful game right away. So c6 before b6 in the closed Catalan. All right? White plays b3. And now b6 for black. Okay? This is the right move order. Very important. And here, white plays knight to c3. Now, it should be noted that a number of opening books discussing this position give advice, and it's good advice, that if white plays knight to c3, then black should play bishop to a6. And if white plays knight to d2 instead of knight to c3, then black should play bishop to b7. And that's good advice. But there's some subtleties here. The very best move in this position is a5 for black, and then bishop to a6. But black went ahead with the good move, the solid move, bishop to b7, and let's see how that works out for him. It's going to work out pretty well. Spoiler alert. Okay, now knight to e5. Black plays knight at b to d7. And right now we have an even game with chances for both sides to win or to lose. Skip that, cancel. Okay, great. So it's now white to play. I'm sorry, black to play. White to play. Bishop to b2. Rook to c8. And this is the piece placement system that black wants. So take a look at this position. This is what you're going to do when you play the closed Catalan. Soon you will free the game completely with c5. You might play queen to c7 first, but this is the position you want. And now the game is even. Okay, white plays rook to c1, and black now follows a very important opening principle. When your opponent has a strongly placed piece in your territory, get rid of it as soon as you can. Black plays knight takes e5. White plays pawn takes e5. Black, of course, retreats the knight and attacks the weakened pawn. And now white plays c takes d5 for white. Pause the video. What's the best way to recapture for black? What's the best way to recapture? Pause the video. Okay, I hope you're black, and I hope you found the best way to recapture is c takes d5. Okay, that will avoid giving white a pawn mass on the king side, and c takes d5. And now black has a beautiful game. Okay, White to move. White plays a thematic move in the Catalan, e4, but it's a little weak here. So this is one of the hard parts of chess. You know some principles, but you have to know when to apply them. Black to move. Knight takes, black takes the pawn. White recaptures with the knight. Black plays rook takes. Queen takes, and now black finds a really nice move here. Queen to a8. You don't always want to put your queen on a8 in the corner, and in fact, Magnus Carlsen recently put his queen to b8 and got destroyed. But now you'll notice that the white knight is pinned, and it's going to take white a few moves to extricate himself, to free himself. And in those free moves that white takes to get out of that pin, because white cannot move the knight, or the bishop on g2 will be lost. In those moves, black will use it to time to improve his position. White plays rook to e1 to protect the knight that was threatened. Knight to c5 puts more pressure on black. And now white comes up with a very clever defense. Knight to f6 check. If black takes the knight with a pawn, it's going to lead to a checkmate. If black takes with the bishop, it's going to lead to a much better game for white. So black plays the cool and calm defense, king to h8. Remember, not every sacrifice has to be accepted. Here's a perfect example. And so white follows up with the move bishop takes bishop, queen takes bishop, b4, knight to d3, forking the white rook and queen. But white has foreseen all this and plays queen to c2 with the idea that if the knight moves anywhere, if the knight captures the rook, something bad happens to black. There's a checkmate on h7. If black captures the white knight, then white can capture the black knight. So black has found a wonderful resource here in the position. Black to play and win the game with a beautiful tactic. We've reached our opening screen, the position, our opening screen. I want you to pause the video. If you have not found the answer, pause the video and try to find this. It is black to play and win. Okay, we're back from the paused video. The winning move is queen to g2 check. Wow. Kind of nice irony there that on the powerful Catalan bishop square, fianchetto square, black wins the game. White has no moves except to take the queen. Queen check. White has to take the queen. And king takes. Now knight takes. Rook on e1 check. Family fork. The king moves anywhere. And the knight takes the queen. And lo and behold, black is a rook ahead. White is going to have to resign at this point. Okay, it's a beautiful game and a beautiful example of how to play with black against the Catalan with a Dogalan defense. And now it's time for your bonus content, our takeaways with 3 chess secrets. If you like, you can pause the video once again and ask yourself, what are the 3 things I've learned from this game? Number 1, be prepared with black against white's strongest openings and opening systems. Benjamin Franklin, a chess player himself, said, failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Takeaway number 2, chess secret number 2 today, against the Catalan opening, play the Dogalan defense based on the closed Catalan and understand the ideas behind this opening and where your pieces should be placed. And chess secret takeaway number 3 today is tactics, tactics, tactics. Always be alert for tactical opportunities in your games by looking at every check, every capture, and every threat. That's just about it for today's chess video. Stay tuned for a final tactics puzzle. We'll put it on the board now. Please like and subscribe, comment, and then share this video with your chess friends, and send your chess questions to me in the chess comments below. Remember to win with grace and lose with dignity. This is Mike Pastore, National Master. See you at the club.